The sun is rising over Palmyra. Golden light touches old stone towers. These towers are 2,000 years old. The wind moves slowly through the sand. It feels like time has stopped here. This is one of the oldest places on Earth. But the picture changes fast. Now we see a broken house. The walls are cracked. Dust sits on a quiet street. A man pushes a cart down a narrow road. His face is tired, but calm. This is also Syria. 2 pictures, 1 land. Today, we walk into the real Syria. Not the Syria on your screen. The Syria behind it. The one with 1,000-year-old streets called Azka, where neighbors still greet each other like family. The one where the smell of fresh bread, called kibbeh, fills the morning air. The one where people still smile, even after everything. This is the honest truth about one of humanity's oldest lands. Look at a map. Find the Middle East. Syria sits right in the middle of it. On one side is the sea. It is called the Mediterranean Sea. The water is deep blue. The air near it smells salty and fresh. Green hills sit close to the coast. Farmers grow olives here. They also grow lemons and grapes. This part of Syria gets good rain. The soil is rich and dark. But move east, and everything changes. The green grass disappears. The air turns hot and dry. Sand covers the ground for miles. This is the Syrian desert. Local people call it Badia. Very few people live here. Very few trees grow here. At night, it gets cold fast. In the day, the sun burns hard. In between the sea and the desert sit the big cities. Damascus is one of them. Aleppo is another. So is Homs. These cities are thousands of years old. People have lived in them since ancient times. Old kings ruled here. Old traders walked these streets. History sits in every wall. Syria also has mountains. They run along the coast. These mountains catch rain clouds. That is why the coast stays green, while the east stays dry. One country, 3 different worlds. Sea, mountain, and desert, all in one place. Syria also has neighbors on every side. Turkey sits to the north. Lebanon sits to the west. Jordan sits to the south. Iraq sits to the east. Syria is like a bridge. It connects many lands together. For centuries, traders crossed through Syria. Goods moved through it. Cultures mixed here. But this bridge has shaken in recent years. Old leadership fell. A new government took over. People are still adjusting to this new chapter. Roads are being rebuilt. Trust is being rebuilt too. It will take time. The land has seen empires come and go. It has seen war and peace. Now, it watches quietly. It waits to see what the future will bring. Now let us look closer. Let us see the places that feel almost unreal. In Palmyra, tall stone columns rise from the sand. They stand in straight rows, like soldiers frozen in time. These columns are almost 2,000 years old. Romans built them. The desert wind has worn their edges smooth. At sunset, they turn golden orange. It feels like walking inside an old dream. In Damascus, there is a mosque called the Umayyad Mosque. It is one of the oldest mosques in the world. Its walls shine with gold patterns. Inside, the air is cool and quiet. People sit on soft carpets. Children play near the open courtyard. Pigeons fly above the tall minarets. This place has been holy for over 1,000 years. High on a hill stands another wonder. It is a giant stone castle called Crac des Chevaliers. Knights built it long ago to guard the land. Its walls are thick and strong. Even today, it looks ready for battle. From the top, you can see for miles. Green valleys spread out below like a painting. In Aleppo, there is an old fortress called the Citadel. It sits on a hill in the center of the city. For thousands of years, people have used this fort to protect their home. War has touched its walls, but it still stands tall, like an old warrior who refuses to fall. These are not just old buildings. They are proof of something bigger. Syria is not only a place of war, as the world often believes. Syria is one of the oldest centers of human life on Earth. Some of its cities have been lived in, without stopping, for thousands of years. People were cooking food here, raising children here, and building homes here, long before most countries even existed. This land carries the memory of human history itself, and that memory still breathes today, in every ancient stone. The sun has not even fully risen, but Damascus is already awake. A baker pulls hot bread from a stone oven. The smell fills the street. It is warm and a little smoky. This bread is called kibbeh. It is soft, round, and part of almost every meal here. People line up early to buy it fresh. On the road, small taxis and shared vans move through the streets. Locals call these vans microbus. They are packed with people heading to work. Horns honk. Engines hum. The streets slowly fill with noise and motion. But listen closely, and you will hear something else. A low, steady buzzing sound. This is a generator. Many homes do not get full-time electricity. Power can disappear for hours, sometimes without warning. So families keep generators ready. This is just a normal part of daily life here. Money is tight for most people too. Prices for food, fuel, and transport keep climbing. So mornings move fast. People leave home early. They cannot waste time. Jobs are hard to find and harder to keep. Every hour matters. Still, life moves forward. Shop doors open one by one. Vendors set out fruit, vegetables, and spices. Children walk to school in small groups, backpacks bouncing with every step. Their laughter mixes with the morning traffic. Life here is not easy, but it does not stop. Every single morning, the city finds a way to rise again. Step into the old market. Locals call it a souk. It is loud, busy, and full of life. Spices sit in tall, colorful piles. Sweet tea steam rises from small glass cups. A shopkeeper calls out his price. A customer shakes his head and offers less. This is normal here. Bargaining is not rude. It is a friendly tradition. Both sides expect it. Both sides enjoy it. Walk a little further, and you will notice something important. Different communities live side by side here. Muslims, Christians, Druze, and Kurds all call this land home. Different faiths, different languages, but often the same street, the same neighborhood, the same daily life. For generations, many of these communities have lived close together in peace. But there is one thing that touches everyone equally, no matter their background: money. Syria's currency has two different values. There is the official rate, set by the government, and there is the real rate, used on the street, often called the black market rate. These two numbers can be very different from each other. This gap changes everything. The price of bread, the price of fuel, the cost of simply living each day. A family may earn money based on one rate, but spend it based on another. This makes daily budgeting difficult and unpredictable. Even with this struggle, the market stays alive. People still gather. People still talk, laugh, and trade. In the middle of hard times, daily life still finds its rhythm. The souk keeps breathing, just like the city around it. Far from the busy streets, nature tells its own story. High in the mountains, a rare animal still hides among the rocks. It is the Syrian brown bear. Few people ever see one. It moves quietly through thick forest, far from human eyes. Its home is shrinking, but it still survives here, in the hidden corners of the land. Down in the desert, life looks very different. The sand stretches wide and empty. But even here, something moves. A small fox slips between the dunes at night. Its ears are large. Its body is light and quick. It hunts in the cool, dark hours, when the desert finally rests from the heat. Along the coast, the sky tells another story. Each year, flocks of birds arrive from far away. They travel long distances, crossing seas and mountains, just to rest here for a while. Their wings beat softly against the sea breeze. For a few weeks, the coastline becomes their temporary home. And then, there are the olive trees. They grow in long, quiet rows across the hills. Their leaves are silver green, shaking gently in the wind. Some of these trees are very old. Some have stood in the same soil for over 1,000 years. They have watched generations of families grow up beneath them. Olives are not just food here. They are history. They are identity. Families press them into oil, the same way their grandparents did, and their grandparents before them. From rare bears in the mountains, to quiet foxes in the sand, to ancient trees on the hillsides, Syria's nature is as layered and surprising as its people. From the outside, an old Damascus house looks plain. Just a simple wooden door. Just a quiet stone wall. Nothing special. Nothing loud. But step inside, and everything changes. A hidden courtyard opens up in the center of the home. Sunlight pours down from the open sky above. A small fountain sits in the middle, its water making a soft, steady sound. Trees grow right inside the house, their leaves giving cool shade. Colorful tiles cover the walls, with patterns that have not changed in centuries. This design is not just for beauty. It is smart. It is practical. The thick stone walls keep the heat out in summer. The open courtyard lets cool air move freely through the home. The closed outer walls give families privacy from the busy street outside. For hundreds of years, this simple design has kept families comfortable, season after season. But not every home in Syria looks like this today. In many areas, war left deep scars. Walls fell. Roofs collapsed. Entire streets turned to rubble. Families lost the homes their grandparents built. For a long time, these neighborhoods stood silent and broken. Now, slowly, something is changing. Workers carry bricks through quiet streets. New concrete is poured where old walls once stood. Families return to the same land their parents grew up on, ready to start again. Progress is slow. Resources are limited. But every new wall, every new roof, is a small sign of hope. Old courtyards built for beauty. New buildings built for survival. Together, they tell the story of a people who keep building, no matter how many times they have to start over. Now, let's talk about something most travel videos never show you. The real numbers. The honest truth about money here. At a small currency exchange counter, man counts out thick stacks of cash. So many notes, for such a small amount of value. The local currency has lost much of its worth over the years. What used to buy a full meal now barely buys a small loaf of bread. Out in the market, a vendor sells vegetables from a wooden cart. He works long hours, every single day, but his earnings are small. Very small. In fact, one of the lowest in the world. Nearby, daily wage worker waits by the roadside. He hopes someone will hire him for a few hours of hard labor. Carrying, building, lifting, whatever work he can find, he takes it. There is no guarantee of work tomorrow. Only today matters. This is the reality for most families here. Most people in Syria live below the poverty line. That means their income is not enough to cover basic needs. Food, rent, medicine. Every choice becomes a hard choice. For years, outside sanctions made things even harder. Trade slowed down. Prices climbed higher. Businesses struggled to survive. But recently, some of those sanctions have been lifted. Slowly, cautiously, new opportunities are starting to appear. Small businesses are reopening. A little more trade is flowing inches. Still, this is not a quick fix. Recovery here is not measured in months. It is measured in years, maybe even decades. The road ahead is long. But for the first time in a while, there is a small light at the end of it. Even with hard times, food here still tells a story of love. On a busy Damascus street, a vendor fries golden balls of falafel. They sizzle in hot oil, turning crisp and brown. Right next to him, thin slices of meat spin slowly on a tall skewer. This is shawarma, a favorite snack for workers grabbing a quick bite between jobs. A few steps away, a baker spreads soft dough flat and covers it with cheese or spiced meat. This is manakish. He slides it into a hot oven. In minutes, it comes out warm, melted, and fragrant. The smell alone is enough to stop you in your tracks. But the real heart of Syrian food is found at home, in the family kitchen. A mother shapes small bulgur shells by hand, filling them with spiced meat inside. This dish is called kibbeh. It takes time. It takes patience. It is often made together, as a family, hands working side by side. On the table next to it sits fattoush, a fresh salad full of crisp vegetables, herbs, and small pieces of toasted bread. Bright, simple, full of flavor. Behind almost every dish here, you will find two things: good bread and good olive oil. These two simple ingredients hold Syrian food together. They have for generations. Prices may rise, money may stay tight, but food here is never just about filling your stomach. It is about welcoming a guest. It is about gathering the family. It is about showing love, one shared plate at a time. Despite everything, something in Syria refuses to break. In a narrow alley, children run and laugh, chasing a worn-out ball. Their voices bounce off the old stone walls. For a moment, there is no war, no struggle, just simple joy. Nearby, Wedding fills the street with music and color. People clap and dance in a circle. Bright lights hang above the crowd. For one night, every worry is set aside, and only celebration remains. During Eid, homes open their doors wide. Sweet pastries sit on every table. Children receive small gifts. Neighbors visit neighbors, sharing food and warm wishes. This is hospitality at its purest. In Syria, guest is never treated like a stranger. A guest is treated like family. In a quiet CAF, old men sit for hours. They play chess. They play backgammon, a game called torl. The sound of wooden pieces clicking against the board is steady and calm. They talk about old times. They talk about better days ahead. Many families who once fled this land are now coming back. As they walk through their old neighborhoods, you can see it on their faces. A deep sense of peace. A quiet hope. They are home again, and they are ready to build a new beginning, one day at a time. Through every hardship, the spirit of this land stays strong. Joy here is not loud or easy. It is something deeper. It is something earned. Before we go, let's look at a few facts that almost feel unreal. Damascus holds a record unlike any other city. Many historians believe it is the oldest continuously lived-in city on Earth. People have called this place home for thousands of years, without ever fully leaving it. Through empires, through wars, through every era of history, life never stopped here. No, here is something strange. The local currency, the Syrian pound, has lost so much value that everyday shopping looks unusual. To buy small, simple things, people often need to carry thick bundles of cash, stacks and stacks of notes, just for daily errands. Money has become heavy, in more ways than one. And one final fact, serious one. Beneath the soil, in many parts of the country, danger still hides. Landmines and unexploded bombs remain buried from years of conflict. They are silent threats, hidden beneath farmland, roads, and empty fields. Removing them is slow, careful, and dangerous work. It stands as one of the biggest challenges on the road to rebuilding. This is Syria, a land of ancient stone and modern struggle. A land where danger and beauty exist side by side. A land that refuses to be defined by only one story. Because behind every headline, there is a deeper truth. And that truth is simply this: life here continues. Quietly, steadily, hopefully.